Hi, and welcome to British Dad Reacts. My name is John, and thank you for watching. And if you do like this kind of content, then please consider leaving a like, subscribing, leave a comment, or even a recommendation. Normally I tend to give a bit of history and insight into bands and tracks. Sometimes you just need to put some headphones on, turn it up loud, and depending on your age, think back to what it was like in 1987 and what your parents might have been doing. This is the iconic 80s rock track, She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult. We're going to play this live version from Brixton in 1987. Then I'm going to just do some of the studio version, the extended studio version, and then come back to a little small venue that they did. I'm going to go back because I just want you to watch the crowd erupt as the song hits the full band playing. And as I said, this was 1987. That's almost 40 years ago. There's some rock frontmen that just have a swagger and a presence. Whether it's going back to, I don't know, Jim Morrison, The Doors, Robert Plant with Zeppelin, Michael Hutchins with In Excess. They just have a swagger that just gives them some grit, I think. The bass line in this kind of bridge section is lovely.
Fire in your eyes, she's still alive.
just don't get performances like that very often. This is such an iconic song. Every time you hear it, you know exactly what it is. It's 40 years old. It was released in the UK in 1985. And that's a live version with 40-year-old technology. It's incredible. It's just incredible. They're a band. They changed their names. They were the kind of the Death Cult, and they eventually called themselves the Cult. Ian Astbury, who you see is the lead singer, British-born, brought up for a large portion of his life in Eastern Canada, I think in Ontario. So their influences are quite unusual. But something happened with this track, She Sells Sanctuary, from the album Love, that just, I don't know, became so iconic. Now, I'm going to play some of the studio version. And this is the long version from the studio version. Longer in time. The reason I'm going to do it is because the way it kind of builds up at the beginning creates like a wave of excitement. It's like you know something's coming and you're just waiting. Just going to go back. That hits you like a steam train. Just incredible. Okay, so this is the video performance from 85. And you could see from the live version 2 years later, the band had kind of evolved much more into that kind of rock look and feel. You can see even in the kind of the hairstyles, looking at the lead guitarist there, the blonde one. It got a lot longer, a lot more of a rockier look. And even Ian Astbury, the lead singer, in this version here, is kind of dressed in a, I don't know, some kind of 18th century regal dandy look almost. So they did evolve, and that's because they kind of started as musicians much sooner than this, and really kind of came through that sort of punk era, but then got into rock and just thought, hang on, why Why aren't we hearing this big sound that rock bands produce? And if you listen, the soundscape in this is full. It's a real wall of sound. There's something infectious about this song. You just want to keep listening to it. I also think it's a great example of where the bass and the drums are just giving that hard driving rhythm. And obviously with the great riff and the rhythm guitar, it just produces a great soundscape. And Ian Astbury's voice, it's like a lot of these great rock voices. It's got a clarity and an ability to cut through this huge sound and still be heard. And in the production, you'll hear the kind of doubling of voices and the harmonies coming in that really give this some power. I think one of the other things I wanted to say was that, well, I'll come back to it. Okay. The Cure, well, like with a lot of these bands, you know, they came together, produced some great music. They drifted apart, musical differences, other influences, shall we say. Broke up, reformed, broke up, reformed. They're back again. They've been producing new music. They've been touring. They're still, in many ways, and no pun intended, a cult rock band of the modern era. Now, I said I would start with a live version, then do studio, and then come back to a live version. There's a host of a Canadian CBC Radio 2 channel, I think it's called Strombo. And don't ask me how, but anyway, somehow he had a party at his house, and the band that played were, well, I don't know. It might be a band you recognise. Just listen and see if you recognise the riff. Imagine saying to your friends, yeah, come round, we're having a party, we've got a band playing. And it's these guys. Even all these years on, his voice is still great. And with the new technology, you can see how they can reproduce the sound live so much better. I don't know what else to say about this track. It really is an icon of modern rock music. And yet, it's 40 years old. Sometimes music just, I don't know, catches you out, produces a moment of brilliance. A group of musicians just spontaneously who came together, formed a band, played, and then somehow came up with this track. Now, I said I'd come back to the production. There was a pop group which had George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley as the two main protagonists. They were called Wham. They were the poppiest of pop band you could imagine. Hugely successful, but super pop. The producer of Wham, that band, produced this track. I think he was called Steve Brown. It was produced in London, one of the studios, Barnes, I think. And he brought, I guess, that understanding of a structure of a song and a soundscape to this track. Strange how worlds collide, I guess. The last thing I will say is that Ian Astbury, who, as I say, was the lead singer, was asked about what the song actually means. Probably in a more off-the-cuff moment, as young men often say. He said it was just about sex. Thank you so much for watching. The Cult. She Sells Sanctuary.